welcome to Blu-ray on a Budget. My name's Jerry.
And I'm Heather.
And we're here to tell you about the PlayStation 4 exclusive, Until Dawn. Now, what is Until Dawn? Well, only your choices determine who survives. When you were a kid, do you remember those games? Oh, wait, not games. Those books. Remember books?
Oh, yeah.
When we were kids, there were these things called books.
Yeah,
and
they were cool. I remember that.
They were made of paper. Yeah. You opened them up and they had words, sometimes pictures.
Mm-hmm.
No, there were books called Choose Your Own Adventure. And what you would do is, you would have choices. You could, when you got to the end of a thing, it would be like, and then Johnny came to a cliff. And then it would say, turn to page 76 if you want to turn back, or turn to page 13 if you would rather go in the cave. Essentially, that same idea was brought to this game, Until Dawn. The plot is as follows. When 8 friends return to an isolated mountain lodge where 2 of their group disappeared exactly 1 year earlier, things turn quickly sinister. Now, some people say that this game has many different outcomes. Some realistic, some supernatural. But as someone who's not a hardcore gamer, like myself, Heather, what were your first impressions of Until Dawn?
My first impressions were that I've never played anything like it. I used to be a video game fan when I was a kid. I was just, Super Mario Brothers kind of thing. So this was a surprise for me. I really found it to be fun, especially playing with you. Like, I learned about your ability to become immersed in a story the way that I can, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's funny too because a lot of people are telling me, and you're going to be really shocked at what happens next, but we're not going to tell you just yet. This is a couples game.
It is, yeah.
It truly is a game for couples. And that's the best thing about this game, is that couples just love playing it together.
I now look forward to all my nights with Jerry.
Especially the Saturdays. So, what were your first impressions of Until Dawn?
I liked it because it was definitely unique. You know what? When I first purchased it, I thought I was gonna just have like some just normal video game. I was gonna be playing through it. Like the normal jumping, whatever. You're gonna have to like fight, whatever. But it's completely different. It's more of you're involved with this movie that's being made, where you get to choose how each character gets to either live or die, or choose the scenarios that they either choose to get involved in or not. So it's definitely cool because you have a say in what actually ultimately happens at the end.
Yeah, it's, again, and the thing is, it is a video game, but I would rather call Until Dawn some kind of extension of cinema. Because you're watching a film, you're controlling decisions, because let's face it, there is a lot of downtime. With the game, you do have quick time gameplay.
There's more watching than playing at some points, so
you have to actively make decisions, and the game is incredibly psychological. I'm making a point not to give away just about anything, but you should be as honest as you can when you play this game, because it's going to scare the hell out of you. People had reported that there were a lot of glitches with it. They're now up to their 3rd patch, and it was a massive patch. It was like 10 gigs. So everything has been completely fixed. There was that whole, there's been kind of like these like urban legends that have started, like creepypastas, whatever you want to call them, on the internet, of people like that you went to a part in the barn, and if you were a character you could kill yourself rather than facing the enemy, but it caused the game to just...
Oh yeah, okay.
That's it. You have to shut the game off, the end. Like, there's no progressing further, you just kill yourself. There are so many things. There's exorcisms, monsters, slashers.
Right. It takes all of the horror genres, and at each point of the game, you can either go down the route where it's a slasher movie, or it's you're the heroine or hero, you save all your friends. I heard over 1,000 possibilities for that many different endings. So
now, did you do a full playthrough?
I've beaten the game, yes.
Okay, and did you find it satisfying?
I found it satisfying for the route that I chose. What I think is awesome now is that now I can go back and either replay the whole game or just go back to specific chapters and change what I thought, like what I decided at that point. So I thought that was really cool.
So I think one of the biggest things about Until Dawn is that it has a ton of replay value. You're going to want to go back, you're going to want to explore it, But again, in terms of gameplay, again, you've got your quick time events, you've got your decision making, but this isn't a game in the true tradition sense of a game. You're controlling, but you're not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're directing a film, and sometimes, you're asked to make decisions.
Right. But it definitely, you know what, in the beginning it's a little slow, but once you get later in the actual time frame of the game where it's like an hour before dawn or even like 2 hours before dawn, like I found it hard to put down. So
Really?
it definitely has that playability where like just get past the beginning of it because you'll find yourself wanting to play this game more.
It definitely has a great sense of pacing. You know what's funny?
So you were saying?
What?
You were saying something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, you make decisions and things change, on the fly. You don't know exactly what the repercussions are going to be for your actions. So, did you find Until Dawn scary?
Yes, I found it to be terrifying. I was absolutely so jumpy after I played this.
So this is the
Freaked me
this
out.
is the perfect Halloween game then.
Mm-hmm.
So, Blu-ray on a budget, Heather, I don't know where Johnny went.
I thought you guys were making out. I mean, but then you came back and he didn't. Maybe he.
Whatever. Look, Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he got a little emotional after.
I don't know. Just something seems off. I can't put my finger on it. Look, if you're going to buy one PS4 game for Halloween, it's Until Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary as hell. And I gotta say, one thing that freaked me out the most about this game was when you play it in the dark, it's always snowing. And I honestly felt cold. The game works so well, putting you in this environment that you really feel like you're there with them in that
Yeah.
cold mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Which they could have called the game Cold Mountain. Yeah. So I am going to say my official review, and I speak on behalf of Johnny and Heather, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. And this is the game you need to own for this Halloween season.
I would have said 8 out of 10 anyway.
Wow. It's like you're reading my mind.
Wow.
Well, next on Blu-ray on a budget, we talk about Shar-Peis that have short hair. And we're going to find a lady who has a Ouija board as a vagina. Thank you. Stay tuned.
What about me?
Shut up.
Blu-ray on a budget.